creepy hours scream.
Where stories become nightmares.
Room 317.
I booked a room on a dare. Brionliff Lodge wasn't exactly famous, not like the Stanley. But in the ghost forums, it had a reputation. Isolated mountain hotel, endless hallways. Staff that refused to clean a particular room, 317. They said a man named Peter Holling stayed there in the 70s. Newly divorced. Writer's block, you know the type. He checked in with a bottle of bourbon and a typewriter and never checked out. They found him slumped in the bathtub, face down, fingers snapped backwards like he'd been clawing at something that wasn't there. The coroner said it was a seizure. Locals said it was the room. Of course, I had to see it for myself. I run a paranormal YouTube channel, low budget, decent following. But this could be a big break. The front desk lady refused to give me the key. Said the room was sealed for maintenance. But I watched where she kept the spare keys. I waited until 2:58 a.m. That's when I went back, snuck behind the desk, and took the key to 317. The hall smelled like old wood and lavender. The kind of scent that gets caught in your teeth. Room 317's door was colder than the others. I don't mean metaphorically, I mean cold, like it had its own climate. I unlocked the door. It opened before I turned the handle. It looked like any old hotel room. Faded carpet, queen bed, a dusty mirror, but the lights didn't work. I used my flashlight, panning slowly across the room as I narrated for the camera. No blood, no spirits, just silence. Until I looked at the mirror. My reflection was wrong. It was slower, like it lagged behind me. And for a second, just one, I saw someone else's face flash over mine. A man, thinning hair, cracked glasses, eyes wide with terror. Peter? At exactly 3:03 a.m., the bathroom door creaked open. I hadn't touched it. And I stepped closer. The air was heavy, buzzing like something was waiting just behind the veil. And then, the whisper, "Help me finish it." I froze. Another whisper, this time from behind me. "You opened the door." I turned. No one was there. But the mirror had changed. It didn't show the room. It showed a different one, identical in layout but rotting. Water-stained walls, claw marks on the bed, handprints smeared on the glass. And standing in the reflection was me, but I wasn't holding my camera. I was holding a typewriter, bleeding from my mouth. Smiling. I stumbled back. The floor felt sticky, like the carpet was grabbing me. I reached for the door. Locked. I hadn't locked it. I pulled harder. The whispering rose, not just one voice anymore, but dozens. All saying the same thing. Finish the page. Finish the page. Finish the page. My phone buzzed. 3:17 a.m. The lights flickered. The mirror shattered. And in the corner of the room, a man sat in the chair that hadn't been there before. Peter. Only his skin was peeled. His lips stitched into a smile, and on his lap, a typewriter. He lifted his head slowly and spoke with a voice that vibrated inside my skull. "Your turn." I blacked out. When I woke up, I was in my own car, parked outside the lodge, but something was wrong. There was a note in my lap, typed on real typewriter paper. It said, "Thank you for staying in room 317. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Next time, bring ink. We're still writing." And underneath the paper was an old rusted typewriter ribbon. That night, I uploaded the footage, only. There was no video from room 317, just 17 minutes of static. But when I boosted the audio, I heard it, beneath the hiss. Barely audible, typing, and a voice whispering my name. I'm never going back to Brioncliff. But sometimes when I wake up around 3 a.m., I hear it again. that old familiar sound, click-clack, click-clack-clack, and I find my hands twitching toward the keyboard, because I think I never really left that room.